$50, that's what Saramonic is asking for the Air SE. And the question isn't whether it looks the part, it's whether it actually performs when the camera's rolling and the environment stops cooperating. Budget wireless mics have a reputation for sounding fine in demo videos and falling apart the moment real conditions hit. So I put this thing through its paces, and what I found is genuinely worth your time. Today we're covering design, sound quality, noise cancellation, and whether this mic actually fits into a real creator's workflow. Stick around, because the noise cancellation results surprised me. Pull open the Saramonic Air SE and you're met with a pretty clean kit. 2 transmitters, a receiver, a charging case, windscreens, magnet clips, in a small carry pouch. The case design is worth noting here because it's not the usual clamshell setup. It uses an open charging bar, where the transmitters dock on each side and the receiver sits in the center. Sounds odd on paper, but in practice it means you're grabbing everything in one motion rather than digging through a case. The transmitters themselves are light, borderline surprisingly light, and that matters more than people expect when you're clipping a mic to a thin shirt and don't want the fabric pulling sideways every time you move. One thing that actually works well here is how little friction there is getting started. Pull the transmitters out and they power on automatically. Reconnect to the receiver without any button pressing, and since the receiver draws power directly from your phone, there's no third device to charge separately. First-time setup asks you to open the companion app to dial in gain and noise reduction preferences. But after that, it's done. Your regular camera app takes over and you're recording. For phone-first creators, that kind of invisible setup is genuinely useful because it doesn't interrupt how you already shoot.
Audio capture runs at 48 kHz and 24-bit, which means it integrates into editing timelines cleanly with no resampling headaches. The tonal character leans neutral rather than hyped, no boosted bass or sharpened highs, which is actually ideal for dialogue because you're not fighting the mic's personality in post. The signal-to-noise ratio holds above 80 dB, so in quieter rooms, background hiss stays well controlled. Where things get interesting is the AI noise reduction, which Saramonic claims can pull down up to 40 dB of background noise by isolating your voice pattern from surrounding sounds. There are 2 modes, weak and strong mode genuinely earns its name outdoors. Traffic, ambient crowd noise, wind gusts, they all get pushed back noticeably. Indoors, weak mode or no noise reduction tends to give you a more natural, unprocessed sound. Wireless range is rated at 200 meters in open space, and while you're probably not testing that in a real shoot, the more relevant metric is how it behaves indoors. Moving between rooms with walls in the way, the signal holds steady, and any drop sounds gradual rather than a sudden digital cut, which is far easier to deal with in editing. Latency sits under 25 milliseconds, so lip sync stays tight. Battery per transmitter is around 6 hours with noise reduction off and closer to 4.5 hours with it running. Plus, the case gives you 1 additional full charge. The one thing to plan around is that you can't charge the transmitters via cable mid-recording, so for marathon sessions, you'll want to manage that going in. Under $50, the Air SE punches where it needs to. Clean audio, fast setup, and noise cancellation that actually works. It's built for phone creators specifically, so if cameras with 3.5mm inputs are central to your workflow, look elsewhere. But if your content lives on a smartphone, this is a genuinely solid grab. Would you take a budget wireless mic over nothing, or would you rather save longer for mid-range? Drop that in the comments. And if this helped, like and subscribe.